I got a good reminder recently on why it's always good to look at the images from advanced imaging and not just to rely on reports. So here's a case that I had recently shared with the patient's permission. So I had a patient who was originally seen for neck pain and she was referred by her sports medicine doctor. So we treated her for the neck pain about a year ago. She did great, but she came in a few months ago having a new complaint of lower back pain that was going down and traveling down into the leg. So we treated her for about a month. We were doing exercises, we were doing adjustments with her, but the pain in the leg was actually getting worse and her walking was actually getting worse. So I sent a note to her doctor, hey, I think this patient needs to get an MRI of her lumbar spine. Do you think you could do that? So she sent her out for an MRI. So I got the report back before the patient's next visit. And surprisingly, there was no mention of any foraminal stenosis. There was no any mention of anything affecting the nerve in her lumbar spine. So the patient comes in about a week later. Her leg is still in pretty bad shape, but she has the MRI disc with her. So I asked for the disc to take a look at the images, and sure enough, when we look at the images, we can see that obviously there are some disc herniations and disc protrusions, but there's also this thickening of the ligament in the back of the spine that's also narrowing that space even more. So those nerve roots are very likely going to be compromised. So now we're looking at an axial view, which is a top-down view. So you can see the disc over here. You can see the material starting to encroach in that space. And you can also see that thickening of the ligament that makes this spacing really narrow. So I sat down with the patient and we talked about the report and how it's likely underreporting the extent of what's going on in the lumbar MRI. So I told her, I need you to bring this disc back to your doctor and have them actually look at the images and not just to rely on the report itself. I also sent the doctor a text message letting them know what my thoughts were on the image too. So the patient ends up seeing the doctor a couple of days later. The doctor looks at the images, she agrees with my interpretation and gets the patient set up for an epidural. Thankfully, the epidural worked great. The patient no longer has this severe pain going down into her leg and she's able to walk better. And now we could actually go to work and focus on trying to rehab a lot of this stuff that's going on in her back. But this isn't to say that radiologists are doing a bad job. Radiologists catch stuff that are happening on their images all the time. So this is not a knock on radiologists. This is to say that radiologists are overworked, and oftentimes when you're looking at hundreds of images per day, you're probably going to miss some things that kind of look kind of common, like a herniated disc every once in a while. This is more about quality control. So if you have a doctor that sent you out for spine imaging, make sure that the doctors that are working on your spine actually take a look at the imaging as well, so they can help you make the best decision for your treatment, even if it has nothing to do with chiropractic itself.